pledge of allegiance. Our
Father,
Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item D on the agenda is approval of minutes from July 17th, 2023, regular council meeting minutes. In the absence of any objections or corrections, the minutes shall stand approved. Okay, hearing none, they stand approved. Item E is citizen communication. If there's anyone in the audience that would like to address council on anything that is not on the agenda, you can step up to the podium. Or if you're on WebEx, you can type in questions there and we will check those periodically. Okay, moving on to item F, reports from council committees. F1, Finance and Budget Committee did not meet on July 24th due to lack of agenda items. F2, the Safety and Human Resource Committee did not meet on July 24th due to lack of agenda items. And F3, Technology Committee did not meet today due to lack of agenda items. Item H, introductions of new ordinances and resolutions. H1 is resolution number 033-23. A resolution authorizing the city manager to execute all documents necessary to apply for and accept Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement Program and Local Transportation Improvement Program funds for a project deemed necessary by the city engineer in the year 2024 and declaring an emergency. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All right. Andy?
Yes, Council President, I will defer to my Public Works Director and City Engineer to speak on this legislation.
This legislation is just what's required for us to make application to the Ohio Public Works Commission. This is legislation we request every year. It's due annually for each new application. Historically, we've applied for sanitary sewer projects due to the findings and orders status for the city of Napoleon. It also scores better. Being under findings and orders gains us an extra 20 points, and usually you need 100 points to get funded. This year, we're looking at applying for replacing sanitary sewer from the wastewater treatment plant to Main Street. This will be a multi-phase project to replace the sewer that collects from downtown. So this will be the first phase of 3 or 4 phases. But just request approval, which will allow the city manager to sign all required documents for both the application and acceptance of the award if we are awarded a grant for that project. Currently, we're applying for a $325,000 grant. The estimate of the project is going to be around $700,000. I need to finalize it. But it's similar to what we've done the last few years. We used this grant for Meekston Street. Last year, we applied for 3rd Street. We have used it on the Overhouse Interceptor, several of our sewer projects. So just asking for approval so we can make this application, which is due September 8th.
And in addition to that, after your reading tonight and after the second reading, we would ask for suspension just for timeliness and to make sure that we have all our T's crossed and I's dotted so that when we do apply, we're ready to go.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody have any questions or comments? Okay, Rox, please call the roll.
Molly,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Dr. Dave,
Yes.
Ken,
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Okay, that will move on to second read. Item I, second readings of ordinances and resolutions. I1 is resolution number 032-23. A resolution authorizing a community reinvestment area CRA agreement with Schenck Properties LLC within Napoleon CRA number 7 and declaring an emergency.
Motion.
So,
Okay. Andy?
Yes, Council President, when I typically say there are no changes to the resolution or ordinance, there are changes. If you look at the fifth whereas clause, I take full responsibility. I overlooked some of the numbers that were inadvertently in error the last reading. The dollar amount for the investment is actually 1.227 million. The square footage is 20,352, and the parcel number was off by, the last three digits were 200 rather than 300. And those were corrected. Other than that, there are no changes to it. So I would ask for, to ask you to allow a motion on the change, making an amendment to this resolution, so that we can keep it on second read.
I'll make that motion for amendment.
I'll second.
Okay. Do you have any questions or comments regarding the amendment?
Well, you read it. You don't have to vote on it. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Sorry.
Do you have any questions on the amendment?
Not on that one, but on the previous one, we didn't declare that emergency, did we?
I believe, Council President, what you did is you stated it declared emergency. It doesn't require an additional vote for an emergency, only
It
for
does not.
suspension.
It does not, only under suspension.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a misstep. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, Rox, please call the roll.
Molly,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Dr. Dave,
Yes.
Ken,
yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Council President. With that, there are no other changes to this resolution.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
This is kind of our third time looking at this. We talked about it when we directed the law director to bring legislation. We talked about it 20 days ago, and now we're talking about it again. Should we suspend the rules and get this one done and off?
That would certainly be my recommendation.
I make a motion for suspension.
I was going to actually second for it.
He doesn't do that very often.
I seldom do that, but no, you're fine.
You can third it if you like.
All right. Any questions or comments? on
Just
the-
a general comment. I agree with the mayor. We have, there's been an extra week here. There's been 5 weeks. There's no objection. Local people. And he wants to move forward, and I think we need to move forward. I just think in the general statement, we have to be careful, going ahead. Yes, there's times where we, due to the nature of our business, we don't have any choice. But I think we just need to be careful on, suspending the rules if it's not necessary. But in this case, I think we've wasted, no, not wasted, that's an improper word. I think we've used plenty of time. We've had 5 weeks. I think we need to move forward. That's all, sir.
Okay. Hey, Rox, please call the roll.
Molly,
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Dr. Dave.
Yes.
Ken.
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Okay. Rox, please call the roll on the resolution.
Molly,
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Dr. Dave,
Yes.
Ken.
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Okay, this has been passed on second read under suspension with an amendment.
With emergency. Is what you meant? And the amendment, yeah, yep.
Good.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
All right, item J, third reading of ordinances and resolutions, we have none. Item K, go to the city. K1 is discussion or action, award the Palmer Ditch Pumping Station Project.
Yes, Council President, once again, I will defer to my Public Works Director.
There was a memo included in your packet on Wednesday, July 26, 2023. We opened bids for the Palmer Ditch Pump Station improvements. We received 2 bids. We reviewed the bids received. The apparent low bidder was Unalliance Incorporated at $119,720. We contacted some some others in the industry, both suppliers and engineers. We've never worked with this company before. We got very good reviews back from them, and to put a little extra stamp on it, their bid packet, when Tammy reviewed it, said it was the most complete bid package she's ever received.
Wow.
So having reviewed the submitted bids, it is my recommendation that council award Unilines Incorporated the contract for the Palmer Ditch Pump Station improvements in the amount of $119,720. And just one note on that, the completion date is March 31st, 2024.
Thanks, Chad.
Yep.
Can I ask a really dumb question? The answer is not Palmer Ditch. Where is this pump station?
If you were on East Maumee, heading out of town towards Campbell's, you go down where the creek is.
Yeah.
As soon as you go across the bridge, it's on the right hand.
Okay, thanks.
South side of the road.
Thank you.
That is the pump station that takes all the sewage from the south side of the river, pumps it under the river to the wastewater plant.
Okay.
That's the only one we have on the south side.
Okay.
And another 15 seconds, tell them what we're doing, why we're doing it.
I'll let him tell you that.
All right.
Awesome.
That's why we have the pros here.
We're replacing all three pumps and the associated valves, check valves and isolation valves, along with a few other small components. We replaced the cabinets, the electrical cabinets last year, and we thought doing this, that would make that lift station last another 30, 40 years.
So take the top off, pull one motor at a time, put it back in, make sure it works, then pull number two, same thing with, and then,
Have you already checked to see if these pumps are attainable?
We are not using the same supplier as the wastewater plant. We experienced delays.
And that's not what I was
That's a fair
referring, I was just,
question.
I mean, anything
fair
that we try to
question.
get, from transformers to pumps to anything.
yeah, it's a good question.
Actually, part of the project, we have pre-purchased. The pumps we actually pre-purchased and we have them.
Okay.
Some other components are incorporated into the bid as well as all the labor. But we were advised by Adam Huff to make some pre-purchases on some of the items that we knew would be an extended time on their order. So those we actually already have.
Okay.
And those generally have the longest lead time.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions or comments?
Make a motion to approve the bid.
Second.
Okay, Rox, please call the roll.
Molly? Yes. Bob?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Okay, that has been awarded. Item K2, discussion or action to approve the city manager as an AMP board representative for the city of Napoleon with the finance director as the alternate.
Yes, Council President. There was actually a resolution 056-16 which named the city manager as the AMP board representative. However, and that had always been the case, or had been the case recently until the previous city manager left and the finance director took over as the AMP board representative. When I took over in January, I felt I didn't have a comfort level yet with the way the AMP board operated. So I was able to act as an alternate and attend all the meetings for the last 6 months. I now have some sense of comfort in taking over this position, and so what I will do is take the AMP board seat now and represent the city, and then what we will do is flip-flop, and Kevin can attend the meetings as well as the AMP board alternate. So that's basically asking for council's approval to move forward with that.
All right.
When Joel was our representative, who was the alternate? Do we have one?
I'll tell
We
you
had one.
exactly, how the resolution reads in that regard.
Was it you,
It's-
Kevin?
No, but the resolution will explain who it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
resolution authorizes the city manager to represent the city of Napoleon, Ohio as a member of the Board of Trustees of the American Municipal Power, Inc., and to serve as representative on various committees of American Municipal Power, Inc., and make the council representative to AMP, which is anybody you care to have. the electric department superintendent, and the distribution services supervisor, alternate representatives. So. it allows-
Remember, he left for AMP.
Pretty flexible.
Understand, yeah.
And I will say, one of the nice things that we have going is between Kevin and I, we sit on 17 different committees down in AMP. So
Wow.
we almost have full coverage down there.
Will you both travel every time, or can you do this?
I would say
What's-
not every
What's the
time.
best way to do it? Is it to send both you down there, or is it send one and then the alternate does stuff via Zoom or WebEx, or?
Yeah, I would say
What-
definitely the board representative goes to
I think so, yeah.
on-site every single meeting.
Yep.
And that's been discussed at AMP during board meetings as well. The AMP alternate can do either. As a matter of fact, last month, I did the WebEx for my office rather than travel. So you have that option.
Yeah, I would say whatever works between both your schedules, because a lot of it is building that reputation.
Right.
I mean, Joel was there for quite a while. He built up a, reputation there, and now having both of you there, I don't think it hurts. But if you had something more important here, one of you can go and one stay back.
Right.
There has been a lot of discussion at AMP for board members to attend. The board is made up of various 20-plus people of different backgrounds. Some of them are the utility supervisors, some of them are the city managers. I was the finance director, so it's not like they're all city managers or all utility directors. So it's various things. But there have been entities since post-COVID that there's been few board members that they're always on Zoom, and there's a trend to start eliminating that.
Yeah, I agree that the full-fledged rep should be in the room. I'm just talking about the alternate, is that,
But as for
Sure.
us, we certainly, it works out well if it works that both of us go down, we go down. The way I anticipate it, since I'll be the alternate at that point, probably every other month or hit or miss. If he can't make it, I will make sure that I'm represented down there, depending on what's going on with that.
is our seat up this year?
It is.
Yes.
Yes.
That's in September?
Yes. Yeah, the end of September.
Do we have any feel for other entities that may be interested in our seat?
I don't.
The only way I can answer that is last September, there was an open seat available that was voted upon at conference. Now, that was sort of like midterm,
Right,
and there was 3 entities that wanted that one seat.
okay.
So you would guess that those 2 entities might try for an open seat.
Right.
But I can't say for sure until, we probably will know more next week
Yeah.
when we go down to the AMP conference.
Okay.
Or not to the conference, to the board meeting.
Yeah, because we need to get proxy votes or whatever we did. 'Cause I think some of us did that 3 years ago, was,
Yeah.
we sat in that room and
I
next thing you
have-
know, they said, Newark. I think, yes, I think that's what I said, or something like that.
I have penned a letter to send out to the AMP communities to urge their vote for the city of Bowling.
Such an important piece of what we do, and
It
to have
is.
that board seat is key.
It really is.
In some ways, it makes you wonder, is now the best time to change the representative?
Yeah, I
And I
think if
mean
I
no
was coming in
disrespect by
cold-
that, I just,
Yeah,
No,
I think it's a legitimate, good question. I think if I was coming in cold and nobody knew me, I think that's a different story. I think now, having been down there for 6, and like last month was 7th month, but there's some level of, I've built relationships. Kevin has certainly done a good job building relationships. They're voting for the community, not necessarily for the person, but at the same time, we have been able to build the relationships down there. So I think it's a good question, but I think we're
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
And I would concur with that, and it's been very well known for the last several months that Andy and I would be switching seats sometime soon. So it's not a big surprise. It's not,
It's already anticipated.
it's already anticipated, yes.
Any other questions or comments?
I just want to say, Kevin, thank you for representing the city so well the last few months. In my visits down to AMP to observe the board meetings, I think Napoleon has a great reputation and very strong relationships within that room. And Kevin did a great job of continuing those and building a strong path for Andy to now take over. So just thank you.
Appreciate it.
With that said, I would make the motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, Rox, please call the roll.
Molly. Yes. Bob.
Yes.
Dr. Dave.
Yes.
Ken.
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Joe.
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, that has been approved. Item K3, discussion and action to accept the Drug Use Prevention Program grant from the Ohio Attorney General's Office in the amount of $2,041.20.
Yes, Council President, Chief Mack is here to speak to this evening.
Hello,
Mr.
Chief.
President, this is just a reimbursement grant, so that we go after for the DARE program and things like that to help offset Officer Strickland's teaching time.
All right, thank you. He's done a wonderful job, that's for sure.
It was a nice write-up in the paper, the newspaper about it.
Okay, any questions or comments? Okay, we need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Hey, Rox, please call the roll.
Molly. Yes. Bob.
Yes.
Dr. Dave.
Yes.
Ken.
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Joe.
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Okay, that has been accepted. Item K4 is discussion or action, review of solar rules. And I just want us to refer that to the electric committee.
Yes, over the last couple of months, I've been approached by two separate entities asking about what we allow in terms of solar and what they are looking to do versus what we currently allow are two different things. I've been researching other AMP communities throughout a 5 or 6 state region to see what their rules allow, and I've come up with a myriad of different options. But I would like to take that before the electric subcommittee and the Board of Public Affairs to look at what I've come up with and get some feedback and direction on what we might want to do there.
Okay. All right, let's assign that to the electric committee then. All right, we'll go around the table here, and Andy, let's start with you today.
I just want to ask for an executive session this evening to discuss matters for economic development as it relates to modifications to city infrastructure.
Okay. And Billy?
Nothing for me, thank you.
Okay. Bobby?
No.
Molly?
Nothing, thank you.
Dan?
Nothing.
Mr. Mayor?
It's nice to be back after 20 days. It seems a little longer than that, but it's 20 days. This week obviously starts the Henry County Fair, so it's a great tradition to spend some time there and eat nothing but vegetables the whole day, right? That's how you deep fry something, but it's always a good time. So lots of ways to volunteer and be part of the community. So if you're looking for volunteer time, just walk around. I'm sure you get sucked. There's lots of ways to volunteer right there. So, but hopefully everybody has a nice time with the Henry County Fair. That's
Thank
all I
you.
have. Thank you.
So the Oakwood Bridge is, the Oakwood is open now. It's not 100% completed. Can you add to that a little bit, Andy?
Yeah, the county is finishing up their portion of the project, and then in terms of the sidewalk on the west side of the bridge, we will not be pouring the concrete this year. It will be backfilled with stone and tamped and maintained. And then next year, when we redo Oakwood, that will all be redone, or the concrete will be redone. And then we'll just grind right over the existing asphalt you see now and put in one stretch of asphalt the entire distance from downtown to Route 24.
Okay. So that one's done, and we're gonna be starting a new one here.
Yes, we are. It will definitely not start before the fair. So it'll be open, 108 will be open through town for the Henry County Fair. And it looks like it could be after Labor Day before they get started on that.
Okay.
So, but it is a local contractor that got the job, and I trust that they will do a good job of getting it done as quickly as possible to get things open.
And did we have a route yet determined for the detour at all? Or-
The primary route that ODOT put together is to reroute traffic. ODOT will only reroute traffic via highways. So depending on which direction you're coming from, you'll have to circle around to 24 to Industrial Drive. Obviously, local detours, people know the area. They won't be signed, but they'll be available. The only thing I caution is truck traffic trying to cut through and using Woodlawn because we have a load limited bridge. It is signed, no trucks, but that's our only concern. But what ODOT issued is actually up in Waseon before they ever get here to bring them around to Industrial Drive. So the pre-construction meeting for that project is next Tuesday in Bowling Green. My construction inspector and I will attend that meeting. I may take the operations superintendent as well, but I'm hoping we'll get more information not only on that, but also on the schedule at that meeting. So, we'll see.
Thank you.
So ODOT has it going over to 109, down through, and then back
Yes,
on 110 to...
It was 109, and I was blanking on which highway it was. It is set up for 109, from Waseon to Delta to 109 to 24, to come around for anyone coming from the north.
Yeah.
And coming south, or coming from the south, they've got them set up 108 to 110. We'll see how that works, because we're gonna be paving that this fall. To 110 to Industrial Drive to get on 24. Although, depends on the direction they wanna go, because it's only the ramps on the north side. We won't be affecting the ramps on the south side of the interchange.
Chief, you have any plans for keeping the trucks off of Woodlawn?
We've done that once before.
Yes.
As mentioned, State Route 110, I was told that is going to be done this fall. And I was also told that pre-construction meeting might be next week, but we have no schedule on that whatsoever. I'm just hearing that has to be done before it snows. So we'll see.
Cool.
All right, thank you. All right, Ross.
Nothing from me.
Ken?
I have nothing.
Dr. Dave?
Nothing here.
Kevin?
Nothing for me.
Okay. All right, with that, need a motion to go into executive session for economic development. Andy, I couldn't write everything down that you said.
What Andy
Can you add
said.
that?
Regarding infrastructure, city infrastructure.
Thank you.
I'll motion.
Second.
Rox, please call roll.
Molly? Yes. Bob?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Yeah. Roxanne, did you kick everybody out? All right. Can I have a motion to come out of executive session for economic development?
Infrastructure.
And infrastructure.
I'll motion.
Okay. There's,
Yeah, I
Andy?
would like to ask, for,
okay,
I'm sorry.
my bad. Go ahead, Ron.
Molly? Yes. Bob?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Okay.
Council President, I would like to request a joint meeting with the Parks and Rec Committee as well as the Parks and Rec Board to discuss Glenwood Park improvements. And I would like for that to be next Monday night at 6 p.m.
Okay. You got that, Rox? Thank you. And no action taken on the executive session. All right. Moving on to approve payments of bills. In the absence of any objections or corrections, the payment of bills shall stand approved. Hearing none, they stand approved. Item N, adjournment. With motion.
A motion.
Second.
Okay, Rox, please call the roll.
Molly? Yes. Bob?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
We are adjourned.